Wait, don't play one more note. We are dangerously close to copyright infringement. Hello everyone, and welcome to Crabmeat, a point-and-click workplace horror game in which we man a fishing vessel searching for prized king crabs off the Antarctic coast. And beyond that, I'm not sure. Now, this would have worked well enough as just a regular work sim horror game, but it's actually got the added twist that this is not just a job, but a punishment. You can see right there on the can, Feudo State Penal Corp. We have to do this within 7 days, or we and our family risk expulsion from this nation. So I guess it's got something of a dystopian futuristic thing going on, which is quite a big swing for something like this. Now, a number of you have been suggesting that I play this ever since I played Voyage a couple weeks back, and I'm really curious about it given all the glowing praise. Look at those long, rigid legs poking up through the ice. I mean, if you have arachnophobia, crabs with legs this long have gotta freak you out, right? And they're essentially just sea bugs. Stuff like this is right up my alley because I feel like when you're a fisherman, you're dealing with an environment that is already inherently deadly and dangerous, and there's so much adjacency, is adjacency a word, to the unknown. I mean, not only are we over the ocean, we're in possibly the most remote place on Earth. And with all these stresses acting on us at once, the horror could come from any direction. So, let's get started. Good day, mate. Before we get started, I need to give you a little jab. Hold still. This won't be any worse than a mozzie bite. All done. That was a lot worse than the mosquito bites I've encountered. Look, we are physically cuffed to the table. Your voice and your face made inhuman. Alright, let me see here. Looks like you overdrew your Milbank account by $667. Failed to repay the debt within the standard 48-hour window. Hope that month of rent was worth it, mate. Now, let's get your detention contract sorted and we'll be off to the races. A Feudo State of Australia. Indebted expatriate 20139.1. You are charged with the heinous crime of poverty. Your citizenship has been revoked. You are sentenced to the Southern Fisheries Penal Colony to perform hard labor. Within 1 week, you must harvest 500 kilograms of king crab. The vessel provided to you is highly advanced and nearly fully autonomous. Great care must be given to ensure its safe return. In the event that you do not complete your task on time, or leave the designated fishing area, the lethal toxin capsule in your neck will detonate, and your debt will be passed on to your next of kin. The Feudo State thanks you for your service. We hope to welcome you back to society when you have learned the meaning of hard yakka. Is that something new, or is that Australian slang I'm too American to understand? This is really cool. I feel like so many dystopian games set us so far in the future on a distant planet, on some society that doesn't map onto anything we know at all. But May 3rd, 2035, it's only 9 years in the future. And sure, it's being a bit tongue-in-cheek about it, but somehow that's partly adding to how sinister this is. This guy's treating it as routine, even joking with us. Because I guess it is routine, but it doesn't make our circumstances any less dire. Right, let's sign here. The other thing is we don't think of Australia as a place where this is, like, imminently likely to happen. So it kind of just leaves us wondering, what happened? Oh, wait. Ah, it's like Voyage. We get to sign our name on our own. Yeah, that could be interpreted as Chris P. Expatriated. Not bad, eh? You should thank the PM for going easy on you. So there's a cult of personality around the Prime Minister referenced directly in even a situation like this. So there's our sentence. Length of time, the full week, 7 days. And here's our quarters. So going by the name Feudal State, I'm guessing that this is a world where government has been entirely captured by corporations, and even our own slavery is treated as if we're some sort of patron. Like I said, there's a sort of mundane silliness that actually adds to the horror. We can lie down at any time to save our game. Oh, this is so weird. It's 3D point and click. We can't even turn around all the way. Or, well, we can. We just gotta move to the edge of the screen. This is such a strange hybrid system. Were they raised in a barn? Okay, no, we're gonna have to fix that, of course, right? No, that's not what I meant. Well, at least it's not fully animated. I was thinking, could we pick this up and put it back on the hook? No, we don't have the opportunity to fix it. We could make some coffee. That was largely water. We can dispense first aid there. And see our family. Rest in comfort. Oh, it's considered a rental, is it? I mean, it's too dark to see the rest. Let's get out there. Break glass in case of emergency. We've got a shotgun. Oh, this is going to be so awkward if you want me to do anything quickly. There's a locker here. Cabinet locked. Ship status, hull integrity, 100%. Flood rate, none. Water level, 0%. So there's potentially a bit of depth here. The ladder to bridge is too damaged to use. So I guess we're not doing that right now until we're properly tutorialized on repair. Yeah, look at this. That additive damage I've heard so much about. Okay, I feel like a baby learning to walk for the first time. Maybe that had some side effects. Francine was here. Oh, there's our repair torch. We can open our inventory with right click. Okay, this is what I like to see from a work sim. Actual control over what we're doing, not just clicking a bunch of OK buttons. Bulkhead's locked. Use switch and bridge to release. We can raise this item and presumably left click to use. Listen to this. I can already hear the ocean waves outside, the creaking of the vessel as it rocks back and forth. Alright. Just remove this. And we're good to go. The Feudal State of Australia. Whoa, wait. No, come on. I'm a sucker for world building. Let's learn about this. So, various places are actually worked as penal colonies. And then Australia is divided into these segments, possibly each area a different corporation. And I guess this part the worst. I wonder if that's a joke by the developer, a commentary on their own situation. I wonder if one of those states is the Wiggles. I don't know, I'm just saying everything I know about Australian culture. At least that part of it is also my culture. But anyway, we've got that notebook on Antarctic crabbing. Oh, there's arrows here. Crabbing for penal colony workers. Navigate to an ideal zone, marked by a green circle. More rings equals more crabs. Use one trap per ring. We need to bait the trap. Use the crane to drop traps in the water. Traps will slowly fill over time. Use this time to place traps in other zones. Review the ship's computer for trap status. We can hook to winch via the hook gun, winch trap to boat, and move the hopper and sort the catch. Return emptied traps to the loader. Bait can be resupplied at the harbor, marked with okay, so there's a full loop to this. That's just page 1 of 4. Garbage collection duty. Previous workers may have left traps behind. Oh, you mean the crab traps. I thought you meant like bear traps just around the deck of the ship. As these are regarded as garbage, the feud estate kindly requests that you collect these during your working period. They are marked by a question mark on your map. Well, if there are traps left behind, I wonder if something could still be in them. In the event of a collision, the hull may break and begin taking on water. Excess water will cause, well, sinking, I assume. Find your repair torch, go to the lower deck, repair the hull, and empty water using the bilge pump. Components may also get damaged from something, and will need to be repaired before use. So this ship's got full systems. This has all the depth I would have hoped for. Rehabilitation program. Enter the bridge and leave the docks. Begin crabbing and collect your quota. An entire line is crossed out. When your quota has been met, indicated on your tank readout panel, return to the western docks, signal for pickup once docked using the tank readout panel. Upon successful delivery, you and your family will be repatriated and allowed to enter the feudo state. All over a $600 overdraft. It's kind of like Chase Bank. Maybe it is Chase Bank. We've got our binoculars. We can zoom like normal. Doesn't really look quite like binoculars, but pretty good for eyes. We can see our navigation. And controls are right here. Throttle and rudder controls, ship speed and heading. Use the ship's anchor to prevent it from drifting. Afterburner allows for additional speed, but excessive use may damage the engine, so only if we're running from something. Refer to the map to navigate to ideal crabbing zones. Consult your directive for more info. State does not take responsibility for any injuries incurred while operating this device. Well, I'd expect nothing less. Okay, raise anchor. Throttle up. Oh, it's all physical. That is so cool. You can tell there is so much thought put into physicalizing this game, making us feel like we're doing it, even more so than if we were just like walking around. By having to physically reach around the cabin and manipulate things in real time, it just feels so good. Okay, let's bring that back to neutral. We can throttle up a little bit more. Look at that, the waves crashing up in front of us, distant objects, seabirds flying overhead. Our view obstructed between the windows, but we can still see pretty well around. This is so atmospheric already. Okay, so we should be getting into the middle of a crab zone, but that clock is already ticking. So let's slow ourselves down. Lower anchor. So look, we can click and drag the map and see this is the whole thing that's out there. Oh, and there is a lot out there. So do we start here or do we just take this loop? I think starting with this loop is probably going to be the way to go. We can look around at the cameras. Okay, so we're doing 5 Nights at Sea. Okay, everything good? Let's go figure this out. Bulkheads use switch to release. Okay, where's the switch? We've got the ship computer back here. Fire extinguishers, which we cannot seem to use on our own. I guess that's good. Open the bulkhead doors. I guess it makes sense. We want to be able to close this stuff, keep this room watertight if stuff starts going down. Alright, let's see what we've got. You're the crane. Oh, crab pot needs bait. Alright, so there's tooltips if we mouse over something. This is such a strange hybrid, and I'm gonna have such a hard time getting used to this control scheme. I see what it's doing. It works. But I hope it doesn't want me to be too fast. Alright, let's grab the bait bucket. Or something. Ah, we gotta physically open you. Needs bait. Okay, where do I get bait? Ah, from right here. Bait supply. Okay, we can pour out and back in. So that's limited in supply, is it? If that's the case, we may have to optimize. Alright, you are now baited and ready to go out. Swing arm. Oh, I see. Attach trap. Well, you can see that big dystopian looking dock over there. Swing you out and drop you. Look at this, being out on the deck. Our flags waving, being able to hear the seagulls, and see all those relay towers in the distance. So if I turn around... Okay, this is where we can see status. We can see the trap working. Wait, what is this? Not baited. This one is baited. Not on board. Okay, okay. Oh, no, 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 you threw out the wrong one. Okay, there's the winch. I see. We need to pull up on the other side. It makes sense. We drop it over one side and then hit it the other way on the way back. We are going to swing this piece of crap right around. Okay. Neutral. Stop. Stop. And we're going to do everything we just did in reverse. So, we're going to run out. We're going to drop our second trap. It should be fine. It's halfway in the water already. Drop trap. And then we're going to go down to the winch, which we can just kind of double click and do. And we are going to pull you in this way. I wonder if this thing is dual purpose. There we are. And winch up. Incorrect position. Return empty trap. Trap not winched up. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, there we go. Winch up. And it takes a little while if we're far away, so we're definitely incentivized to get closer. The whole time we're learning this, the clock is ticking. I mean, it's not the fastest thing, but it's not the slowest thing either. Alright. Return the empty trap after we swing you. Okay. Is it? Okay, thank you. I see, so assuming it does have crabs, it'll do that first. In position to go to supply first. We're going to pour in our bait. It's just, it's simple to do, but these controls really, really need you to get used to them. Alright, we're getting back up then. And we're gonna bring this. We could preemptively load it, but I haven't done that. I'm going to skip out on the next place, and I'm gonna go straight for the big prize. Because we need to go for yield now. So cool, feeling the up and down motion going over the waves. And it seems like the only true downtime we'll really have is going to be when we're underway. So now I've got to ask myself, what can we do to be more efficient? Well, we can load the traps up preemptively. There's really no reason for them not to be loaded. We can also ask ourselves, navigation-wise, how are we doing this? Because this is a huge wall of ice in between us and our goal. Are those gaps in the map, are those actually gaps we can get into? We'll have to have a look and see. Engine needs repair. Wait, what happened to the engine? Okay, wait. Anchor. What is that? Wait. Is that some kind of creature, or is that, is there something wrong with the engine itself? Well, I guess first one, then the other. Switch to torch. Maybe we can use it as a weapon? Do I go get the shotgun? Engine, down here. There's an axe. Give it to me. God, what are you? Look under the flickering light. I can't see what you are. Not that close, not that close. Paralomus. And you just dissolve. Did you climb aboard? Like, was that something we could have noticed or prevented? Okay, so there are threats out here. That was a pretty mundane one. Sort of. It was a huge friggin' glowing-eyed crab. But color is restored and we're good as new. I see that symbol hiding in the corner there. Alright, we'll explore below deck a little more later on. For now, I want to get these traps going. These cameras are really useful. We can see what we're dealing with before we go down there. This is so... See, I always say that the value in work sim horror is that the more complicated the job mechanics are, the more different avenues a game has to introduce its scares. I can foresee a lot of scares being introduced this way. Alright, we're taking it kind of slow, but again, we are also on the clock. It looks like there is passage between this iceberg. Is this what Dredge was like in first person? Oh, we do not have a lot of space. I mean, it is a lot of space. We're just huge. Nope, no. Keep that turn going. Oh, this is not the easiest thing to control at all. Oh no, we're going in reverse. I hit it too hard. Yeah, this thing actually properly controls like a big, unwieldy beast. I probably should have just slewed around to look for something closer. Because ultimately, to do this right, you've got to be pretty friggin' slow, and the last thing I need is more debt. But if we can negotiate this turn, it looks like there may possibly be an easier exit to the east. I'm just really worried about accidentally swinging too wide. See, this is what I'm saying. The horrors can come from below the waves, or it can just be from the inherent danger of the environment we find ourselves in. It's real Jack London stuff. The environment and our society are the enemy. Oh man, Jack London and George Orwell should totally do a collab. They've both been real quiet since Crabmeat dropped. But look, there's a huge basin in the center. No wonder the crabs are congregating here. We are where others dare not travel. Right now I kind of wonder if it's not giving me a little bit of grace on the sides here. Because when I'm walking on that deck, we do seem pretty wide. You know what the worst part of this is? We've got to come back for this thing. Okay, we can afford to move a little bit faster here. We've used up half the day already. I wonder if we can put out more traps in a day if we pick up others' waste. You know, we may be doing this for the freedom of ourselves and our family, but all alone out here, like truly alone, feels kind of nice. Alright, let's have a look at this. It looks like the other one is actually full. Everything else is already prepared, so we can swing this crane arm around, pick it up. I'm getting the hang of the job. Swing it back, and drop it. And you should be good as something, I don't know. Look, I'm a new tradesman. I haven't had time to develop my lingo yet. So how quickly do these things fall? 0%. The problem is they're just so far apart from each other. I definitely think I should have just learned the ropes to start with. 7%. We're probably better off just waiting rather than leaving and coming back. So now would actually be a perfect time, right, to go explore below deck. Man, even the ladder can be damaged. Acts as a shortcut. See, this is the kind of thought I like to see. A thought for these systems and how they can fail you, leading to dynamic problems as we go. There's a tank where we can keep our catch. Crab theft prohibited. Sometimes I come down here and look at the crabs swimming around in the tank. Do you think they're happier than we are? Somebody who we'll never meet, but who we share so many of our circumstances with. Both victims of this state, and both operators of this very vessel. Anyways, storage is locked. I can accept a partial load of crabs if need be. That's 30%. Then what was the point of coming up here if that's the case? No, I can't leave now. There's a lot of floating ice here. That's real dangerous. Well, while we're here, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like one of those other crab traps is right there. We can maybe try and go get it. I actually don't see how. Actually, we can't make it through this ice unless we can just kind of barge right through it. I don't know if we're an icebreaker. I'm gonna have to assume not, right? Okay, we are going to hook you up and swing the arm and winch you up. What have we got? Why don't we swing you over and... Trap's still full, right. How do I gotta come over to the hopper. Big ones are patriotic, small ones are not patriotic. Alright, let's start sorting, I guess? No, wait, how do I do any of this, like, physically? Gotta actually just open it our own selves. Okay. So, it's just like Voyage. We need to pick up a big boy, send him to the patriotic tank. You to the patriotic tank? Nope, don't you do that. Close that. Oh, this is a real... Everything is like the Q-op version of its task, which, you know, I suppose to an extent may be true in real life. We're actively fighting with these things while we're trying to sort them. Alright. You first. And you. And you. But it's all just so delightfully physicsy. Alright, everybody else, it's your lucky day. There's actually a huge variety of creatures. Alright. So now that that's done, we can turn that. Oh no, spin it back over. And return the empty trap. We're getting out of here. And preferably closing this thing. I don't know if they can, like, spoil like that. I mean, after all, we're letting the warm air in. It's something. We've got to balance safety and efficiency. But we actually got out of there pretty quickly, all things considered. So, let's go. Okay, so when we use the afterburner, we can see it going up like that. But we do have some level of control. It takes a little while to cool down. But yeah, okay. We learned a lot today. And lower anchor. We have not got a lot of time. Oh my god! Okay. Switch faster, please! Yeah. Okay, so the winch is damaged. Would have done something sooner about it. Okay, you should be in a usable state again. No. We need you. Hook it. Bring it in. Winch her up. We are completely out of time. Let's do what we can while we can. Bring you over. Alright. Need as many big boys as we can, and thankfully there's a lot of big boys in here. We got one bed in there. You. Okay. Let's remove this stuff. All the way back with you. Return the trap. We'll be much better prepared tomorrow. But the ship's in kind of a state. Yep, we left you struggling against reverse. You know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. What happens when the clock runs out? Simply the next day begins. Okay, so it's not that kind of arbitrary timer. That's nice. Now we've got to work out... I mean, I was just kind of instinctively heading back towards that, but I need to consult the guide. What do we do now? Hey, I hear something. Yep. It's like Factorio. Where is it? Oh my god, there's so much damage. Where's... Oh, come on. Get that water out. Probably happened speeding out of there. The engine still looks to be fine. I feel like I could hear something. Did it climb aboard with you guys? We can use the bilge pump. And we're good. I like that we can see these guys just kind of crawling around in there. That's neat. The bait supply is damaged, so we can't have that. And of course we can't do anything so long as the crane is damaged. Yeah, so you're the one I've been looking for, huh? Oh, look at you, the way you move over the deck. You can get about just anywhere, huh? Nope. Don't think you can go hiding there. Back to the sea with you, beast. Why don't we sell these things? And how do they come about, anyway? But that's the whole point of a game like this. It's routine and opportunities for the game to break that routine. But it's already been half an hour, and according to the computer, this area is depleted. That place in the middle isn't. But the thing is, we're gonna have to go further and further out. So that's why I'm kind of trying to start with further out. That way, over time, we'll be able to work closer and closer to home. Okay, well, today, I think we're going to try to bring in another one of those traps. Maybe we can work in 3 different areas. We're going to do this closest thing last, though. And we're going to make use of our afterburners as much as possible. Because if the worst that can happen is we have to go repair our engine, so be it. We're on the clock. Well, something's out there. Yep, you're gonna have to go. We're gonna need more active looking at these cameras because you guys just show up whenever. It's just time we can't afford to spend, you know? Oh my god, can you please just look 2 more inches to the right? Oh, hey, so we're about to hit a wall. My god, get up there, get up there, get up there. We saved that from being a lot worse. Up ahead there must be the bait refilling station. I don't think we need it just yet, because, you know, we are probably way behind on our actual crab catching. But this time we're going to try and be more proactive. I see nothing on cameras, though the engine may be a little worse for wear, I can't tell. We can't navigate while we're looking, that's the disadvantage. But wherever you guys are swarming, I assume that's where we'll find our prey. We gotta push this thing to the limit, we can't be taking it slow and steady. And I gotta hand it to them, this is probably the best location for this. Because where else would you have a fishing job where you encounter obstacles physically? I don't see anything, so let's go look. Both of those traps are full, so let's attach it. Swing it over and drop it. Swing it back. Efficiency, that's what we need to care about. The storage room remains locked, and I haven't figured out how to get in there. But I wonder if there's any sort of secrets. Is there anywhere... If we head to the northeast, there could be something. Actually, what we could do is just deposit it in the ice here. We can exit, or we can enter using the exit I intended to use yesterday. I do wonder also if it's necessary to actually drink more coffee, use the bathroom, or sleep. Remember sleep? Not when we've only got a week. For some reason, I was just thinking, like, imagine American Truck Simulator like this. Look, we can actually see the bow of the ship freezing over. But yeah, I was thinking, like, imagine if American Truck Simulator were like this, and then I thought, What sort of road catch would there be? I actually did think of a couple answers, and they're gross. But yeah, it seems like this path is actually fairly straightforward. We also learned that our hull can take a fair bit of punishment. So like I said, it's all about figuring out what you can and cannot get away with. I don't want to hear any giant crabs causing a ruckus. Let's attach our trap. Doesn't take much bait. And drop it down. I'm gonna try navigating and hit that one lost trap that's in here. I suppose if we needed, we could navigate with instruments alone, could we not? Oh, do you see that ahead? There's like an ice cave. We could probably sail into it. And whether we'd want to is another matter. Doesn't seem like there's anything inside that we want. But maybe going off of the beaten path could be something that we do want. I'm gonna have to figure out how we even check how we met quota. I mean, these crabs, they've got to be a delicacy, right? I also just watched that ring deplete. I guess it's possible to use multiple traps in one place. Alright, let's be careful not to hit the ice on our left. Straight into this little gap. Like a glove. See, this is how you know you've got a good simulator, and this is a proper simulator. When I say a simulator, I don't necessarily mean 100% realistic. I just mean realistic controls, as if we're actually here doing it. And I'm a very big simulator guy, right? American Truck Simulator, DCS. I love stuff like this. And when you're here doing it, it makes little things so much more satisfying. I don't see anybody else running amok. So let's slow ourselves down. Yeah, we don't have to slow down that much. There it is. One thing that sucks is that we may have to back out of here, and that's very slow. Yep, we're running low on bait. We're gonna want to stop at that station. Now, I love how we have, like, physical indicators that it's getting colder. It's not quite to the point of, like, having a freezing bar, but it's still very much... It wants us to be aware of how unpleasant it is to be out here. I mean, there's a reason reassigned to Antarctica is a trope. Okay. So we're gonna find out which of you guys gets to go. Ooh, we found a health pack. Okay, so we can find items too. Start with the big ones. Thankfully, everybody tried to rush to that side. Nope! I'll take that. I'll close that. You jerks. Get out there. Well, it's just you and me now. Okay. Only 26%. It kind of seems like we actually... We totally could do this, right? Like, we could fit our entire quota in our capacity. Unless something else were to go wrong. So yeah, other sailors' traps actually will come preloaded. The only question is, what happened to them? Executing a 3-point turn in this is a 3-step process. Let's back it up. Unfortunately, we can't see to our rear. But we can wind you in the right direction. Nope. There we go. You know what I think? I think slow is fast right now. We're gonna lose more time to panic than we are to just focusing on doing our job properly, so let's just do our job properly. We have a moment, so we can come away from the controls and see that Trap 2 is 84% full. We'll probably be fully full by the time we get there. They've also done a great job of just making the scenery feel so cool. Us going up and down in the waves, those massive ice walls in front of us. It's just, it's a very moving environment for someplace so desolate. And I mean moving as in, like, physically in motion, not moving like an episode of The Golden Girls. Although, wasn't that such a good show? Actually, if we do this right, that'll position us to leave the way we came in. Yes, yes, yes. So you kind of have to multitask in terms of planning things out so that you're really accomplishing multiple things with one action. Where's the thing? Oh, it's because we haven't returned this. Swing arm. Swing arm. Turn the trap. Swing it back. There we go. We don't get the rope back until then. There's always a moment of anticipation when you're pulling it up. Yeah, because you've got no idea what you're going to get. Big is patriotic. What does this count as? Whew. I mean, that's not a crab. We agree, right? That ain't no crab. Let's get everybody positioned right. It is really cool, though. I'm fascinated. I wonder if that's a real creature. Oh, man. Well, let's see. We are supposed to get rid of it. Okay. I mean, I figured that was either something we don't want or the thing we ultimately want. But I was kind of worried it would eat everything else in the containment. Alright. That was a pretty good haul, I think. Oh, but let's not forget to bring it in. I feel like I get a little more efficient with this job each time we do it. Turn the empty trap. And now our next order of business should probably be to go refill the bait, because we can't do anything else until that's done. So, 6.5 hours left. Set sail for Bait Town. Look, I can LARP as a Mad Max fantasy, can't I? Oh, we have got a problem. So, look, I'm gonna set you on course and just head out this way, because we don't have time to stop. Where did it go? Where is it? No, you don't. Yep. Ow. Once again, combat is awkward when we can't turn back in real time. We can always heal at our quarters, but we got a free heal just earlier. Alright, now how is this doing? Oh, great, there's another one. And we're off course. One thing at a time. I mean, if we don't stop it, we're not going to have engine power either. Alright, let's set a course for Bait Town and go downstairs. Quick as we can. Oh, we're so messed up. No. Turn around. The most difficult thing in the game, turning around. Yeah, no, I was on my way to see you just now. We've got water coming in. We've got all kinds of problems. That was a full-on assault. But I need to make sure we don't wreck. Well, thankfully, they've seen to that for me. Stop you. Just the littlest bit of water. See, we've got to make decisions as we do our work. We have to decide what's worth fixing in the name of efficiency. Yeah, I see all of you in there. You're my payday. Believe me, I don't like this any more than you. I like how we are kind of prisoners ourselves. They have no way of comprehending that, but we are. Let's head back to the cabin. Maybe we need that shotgun. Dispense a first aid unit. They only work every so often. Drag to health to heal. Can actually see the injury on ourselves. We've taken a nice bite out of our quota, but we also have taken a nice bite out of our total time. Alright, let's see how we refill our bait. Are you gonna do that automatically? Sure are. And now we signal that we're ready. That's so freaking cool. Alright. We've always got to be doing one thing with another, so grab you and fill our traps. So yeah, all about efficiency. Not only do we get an extra trap from pulling these traps up, we also get whatever's in them. So let's get started. I think we can make today our most productive day yet. I mean, it's just like anything in business. Production takes some time to scale up. People have to learn their roles, on-the-job training. But once you get it going, you become an old salt within, like, 2 days. I've got to start working on my accent. I mean, I'm Australian. I can have, like, a really cool one. I feel like Australia has been surprisingly well represented in games I've played recently. Like between this and Ghost Cam and Abiotic Factor. And it always comes in periods, like when I played a bunch of Finnish games all at once. Alright, no, I need you... Open. See, this is the thing with horror games. Lately, a lot of them have had a lot of focus on just being fun. And granted, I know a lot of that just comes down to what I've been choosing to play. But really, I've been just enjoying games, not just for the story. And I love a work simulator that really, like, simulates a job and isn't just a series of triggers. All right, we need you. No, not you, your little cousin. Come away from there. It makes a little banging sound when they slam into the side. That's hilarious. You guys this way and this way. And the rest of you can see yourselves out. And come on, they've got to be worth a few bucks, right? 49%. And if we return this, we'll now have 3 traps. What I'm gonna do is head to the northeast with the intention of never having to come back here. I'm guessing that cave probably leads to this inner area. We can pick up a trap, grab what's in it, leave one here, and then swing back inside this circle and see what's in this really dense zone there. I mean, maybe driving straight into a cave, but it's just too tempting. I can't just leave it. About 5 days left. I'm more than a little bit nervous. And hey, even if we don't come back for every trap, we'll have a bunch laying around. As long as we have something that we can grab, something that gets us closer to our goal, we'll be okay. There it is, positioned in a real annoying spot. Hopefully that's why it's abandoned. Yep. Okay, so that's what that beeping means. Hang on, I've got to go deal with this. You know, if we were eating you, you'd probably be half my quota right there. There we go. Probably the first time I've caught one of you early. Engine is in fine shape. I am a fine captain. And I almost kind of want to keep doing this. I mean, maybe my family could use a couple extra bucks for luxuries. I always tend to get lost in games like this to the point of wanting, like, a free mode. I don't know if this one has one. But, like, Hard Space Shipbreaker. I couldn't help but be reminded of that game from the moment we started this. I mean, not in terms of gameplay, but in terms of, well, the general circumstances of our work here. Anyway, these guys are basically freebies. So let's go do it. I've never actually seen one of our clingers on cling aboard. Seems like close enough is close enough. Let's open you up. That is a big boy crab. You can come on just like that. Okay, well, at least that gives us the opportunity to deal with you quickly. I appreciate that the axe has pretty long range. Nope, you're pretty much the one person in here we don't want. There you go. There you go. And there you go. So you'll have less in your traps somehow, despite them having been here for much longer. Swing it back. The agony is in the waiting. So we've got several good traps to go now. Uh-oh. We're approaching the edges. Our navigation is starting to mess up. Oh, a storm is brewing. Okay, well, we're here now. Oh, listen to the realistic sound of rain tapping the glass. Okay. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, this vessel will be lost. Both of those are trapped up, or baited up. Attach it. And let it go. I don't want to be out here any longer than I have to be. The thing is, even indoors is kind of outdoors right now. And we are just gonna hightail it pretty much. We need to swing this thing around and get out of dodge. I swear my favorite part of this game is just looking around. There's another trap inside that ice floe there. It's not what I'm interested in now. Heading back this way, we're going into that ice cave where we should have gone a long time ago. The whole display is messed up, even the cameras. It seems to be a periphery of the map thing. We're gonna try to make it through this ice. And if we take damage, so be it, really. We can damage it. We can. We just need to break through. And I'm wondering, will it stay broken? We've definitely taken hull damage. It doesn't look like there's any water getting in. We've got to get down there and fix all this. We did a number, and it may have saved us some time, but not if we spend too much time on this. Last thing we want is the engine room flooding. Good as new. Never mind. We really wrecked ourselves. Stem the tide, stem the tide. Presumably all damage will be below deck, and we're good. It's getting crowded in there. Here we go. The mouth of the cave. And we are speeding straight in. I'm really, really hoping this does what I think it will. I can hear the creaks and cracks of the place settling around us. Stay on your toes. We're not the first to be here. There is a discarded trap. Alright. 1 speed is not enough for anything. Like, at all. Huh, we're just passing through. There is another opening on the other side, and some kind of tall structure there as well. And a very hazy, low-hanging fog. Alright, let's swing this way so that it'll be hopefully easier. Look. Shipwrecks. Well, that's a great sign. I like this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. I think something's definitely climbing aboard here. Okay, I think the next one is baited. The next ones, though, we're gonna have to set up on our own. Drop it. Let's get down there and fill up. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. I understand sailors' superstitions. This place gives me the creeps. Fill you. It's crazy how used to the controls you actually do get for how awkward they are. Right. We've got a number of traps out right now. We just gotta give them a chance to do their thing. It may seem dire, but a lot of stuff is already in motion. In the meantime, we've just gotta navigate to the other end of this, right? Quick as we can, where we can. Hey, maybe we've got the right stuff. Yeah, no, we definitely do not get grace in this. We've taken a bunch of hull damage. Nope, it's just your run-of-the-mill crab monster. Hey, man. Over here. No, seriously, I'd rather you attack me. Come on. Swing it through, maneuver. Wait. This actually looks like it's an old dock. So what could have destroyed all of this? Is there something out here that they're maybe not telling me about? There's a whole lot of debris in the water too. I am seeing a path around it. Some of this we're just gonna have to go over, though. Alright, that's our way through. What I should have done is move forward just a little bit and drop a second trap in the same place. Now, what kind of stuff do we dredge up here in the graveyard? What the heck are those? Key! Deck locker key. But everything in here has got to be discarded. Nothing good. Great. I hope you can swim, you say? Okay, so where's the deck locker? Like, I'm actually not sure what you're talking about here. We haven't actually been around to the bow. Ah, I didn't even know about this. Unlock. Why, crab? Oh! Is that a glove or a full hand? Let's see our note. While I was doing garbage duty, I found something strange inside one of the traps. I'm just gonna leave it here for now. Not sure I want them thinking I did this to another prisoner when I'm so close to hitting quota. Huh. Okay, let's get a move on. To be honest, I'm kind of in the same position. Don't care, need to make quota. Navigate through here. This is our best bet. Oh, wait, no, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. Come on. So question, are you supposed to use the anchor as a handbrake? You don't have to answer, but, you know, you gotta find a plus side to some things. And maybe I can spin this as audience participation. Yeah, our hull is damaged, there's water coming in, but I just don't have time to deal with it right now. The good news is that we do have a lot of cages, and there are places closer to home where we can drop some of them. There's a bad guy somewhere in the engine room. Well, now would actually not be the worst time for you to stop me in my tracks. I mean, hey, I like repairing things, obviously. You shouldn't have. Well, this is the worst it's been. Die. Die. Keep our engine going. But in this moment, I feel it's kind of more important to make sure keep our ship from sinking. And I wonder what happens if we do die. Like if we do actually fill up and sink. Can we? Is that possible? I should have done this before, but I'm going to leave another baited trap here, just in case, right? And then we're gonna go bring this one in. It's always better to have as many as possible out so that the work is done, because they take a while to fill. Now we're going to bring you back. See what else we bring from the deep. I'm hitting wrong buttons because I'm running into that problem again where I feel time's slipping and I can't think. But we're doing good, and we've got several out. And stuff like this always makes me happy. Just get you away. And you... No! Sometimes you gotta close the gate on them. Come on. Flop your way to freedom. I'm actually always kind of rooting for these little guys. I mean, I wonder what happens to the ones that mistakenly get sorted into the produce section. Them will bounce off each other. Okay, in you go. 65%. I think we can do it. Oh, what now? At least we've got a while. Oh, right against the camera. How convenient. You know, there's a lot I would do differently if I were to start this all over again. I would have focused on getting those extra traps, and I would have focused on spreading those things to different locations, because that would have allowed me to keep it moving, just drop them, don't even worry about filling the quota at first, knowing that I'm going to come back and collect an absolute bounty later. That's kind of my strategy now, but I'm worried it may be too little too late. We are coming back out into the relentless storm. Remember, we go too far out, and it's our family who pays the price. You know, it's funny, I remember being a kid and seeing Deadliest Catch come on and thinking, you know, I'm ahead of the curve, I want work sim games. I think this would be a cool game, and I think there actually was an officially licensed Deadliest Catch game. I've heard it wasn't great, and this may be doing a better job of that, because it seems like it is a work sim first. It's a horror game due to the circumstances, but it's actually not a whole lot of, like, scripted stuff. Which I can't really complain, because I'm having a lot of fun. Alright. You guys, we can try and angle you so that you're out of the way first. You away. You. That's a lot of crab. That is a lot of crab. A lot of big ones. And a huge number of them. Was you. The lightning actually makes it a bit difficult to do my job. These fish have got to be worth something too, right? I mean, I know it's not what we're out here for. Something tells me this company doesn't really care too much about environmental preservation. We are doing better. 77%. Alright, drop it down. Getting the heck out of here. God, it's always something. I'm gonna head for this thing, and then we can go for clearer waters in the south. What's screwing us over now? Somebody on deck? Ah, that's Zoom. You know it's gotten bad out here when I don't even really pay much mind to the Eldritch horrors damaging my freaking equipment. You're a jerk. That's what you are. Ow. Yeah, these guys are tougher. These are the mini boss crabs. We want king boss crabs. I've got to get downstairs. Oh, hey. Good thing I thought of that. Nope, come on, come on, come on. Don't even think about it. There, now you don't think. You know, to say this game is point and click is doing a tremendous amount of heavy lifting, don't you think? Drag to heal. And we're good. I really should grab another one. I don't get hurt often, but when I do, it threatens to throw everything into disarray. But the storm, it's persistent this time. Which means that we're gonna have to navigate with our eyes more. All fine with me. One room, yet the atmosphere changes so much around us, doesn't it? I feel like now would be a great time for a ghost story. Whatever's in here, it may not give us the crabs we're looking for, but it will very likely give us some kind of insight as to the actual nature of this operation. I mean, I don't doubt for 1 second that the motive is profit, it's just that, well, clearly they're not telling us the full extent of the danger. Alright, we're gonna pull past it and swing hard to the left. I'm absolutely in love with this atmosphere. I feel so safe. I know the rain's not hitting me. And yet, when the storm rages, I'm tossed just as anything. Look at that one blinking light in the darkness. A sign from a predecessor who's no longer here to collect it. The ocean is a great expanse, the world is a big place, and this is a place where you can't find people by nature. So when you find something left by people, it's inherently spooky. Alright, let's bring it up. 612. Or something. Oh, hey! We got a clinger on. Well, I always wanted to be a member of the Starship Enterprise. I don't think we're keeping this cage, though. can find something. Supply locker key and ammo. Okay, I think it's high time we do take out that shotgun. I mean, how many emergencies do we have to have? Nope. Probably best off just dropping this thing back, right? Oh, and it seems like we automatically did. Okay, let's grab the ammo. And the shotgun. I don't need it now. I could definitely use a coffee after all this. Once more, I'm not sure if it does anything, but by this stage, I'm fully immersed. Now, what key did we get? Supply locker key. Giving us even more ammo. And a note. What those unsavory folks don't tell you is that if the brackies don't get you, the quota will. I hope whoever finds this has better luck. Only one day left and my last hauls were crap. I've left some extra bullets here for the poor guy who comes after me. They're called shells, I believe. And there should be a cut-through on the other side of this. Nope, we actually never set anchor. But we can make it out no problem. I've actually kind of gotten the hang of it. We're a little bit past the halfway point, so I think we'll actually be fine. Famous last words, huh? Alright, you're pointed in the right direction. Afterburner as far as we can take it. Alright, we have here a 2-ring spot, and for once I am going to remember to actually drop 2 cages right after I fix everything that's wrong with this boat. But first, how's the bait situation? The first 2 are looking good. I really like that the storm is continuing to rage. It's not going to leave us alone now that we're close. Alright, swing you over. We've still got another one active somewhere. Drop it. We're going to pull forward just a bit. Next time there's one of those big dangerous ones, we're going to show it we mean business. I'm actively looking forward to getting to use my shotgun. Who says you can't find joy at work? Oh, somebody's climbed aboard? Fine by me. Out there? Okie dokie. You're not quite a shotgun level threat. No, you're the small fries. Now, whatever repairs are necessary, we'll take this moment to make them. You didn't even get it down past 100%. You call yourself a crab? I'm the only one who knows about crabs around these parts. Special trap, swing it out, and drop it. You can still see our other one back there. But we are taking on water, and in the storm... Oh, wow. Oh, from up above, that looked way worse than it was. We've never really seen a critical situation with this. I think my driving has been quite good. Always so gratifying to see those lights come back on. And that tank getting ever fuller. I mean, look at this. The controlled chaos all around us. This is everything that makes a sailing game great. While we wait for that, Suppose we could always go try and grab some more of these traps. We can stay fairly close too, and even plant another one. Hey. For the first time in a long time, we've come far enough away from the edge for it to start to let up. If we were smart, we would have started from further out, and I even thought of doing that in the beginning, but I just didn't because I was so worried about beating the clock. I thought we had to be back each day. Definitely things to try on another playthrough, and I could see myself coming back to this. But imagine this in co-op. One guy to knock off the crabs and fix all that's wrong with us, and another to do the sailing. I guess this is all kind of designed around one person frantically running back and forth. And it is good world building how understaffed we are. How undertrained, too. We literally had to learn day one. But it's just like reality on the sea. Those who came before, they're the real source of knowledge, and we have to learn from their mistakes. Okay, let's bring it in. Sometimes it's knowledge, sometimes it's just a gift. Okay, you. And you. Hopefully we won't have to return to the ice cave. Let's not go there. 'Tis a silly place. And we get a new cage. Oh, we have got so many of these. Our nearby ones are almost ready. Wow, that was a big wave. Look at these towers. Like, stuff like that communicates very succinctly just what our overlords are capable of. Can we grab another one while we're here? We could if we head due south. We may be close to the middle, but this is actually some of the roughest weather we've seen. Oh right, I can't even remember what I'm doing anymore. Fuck it. Oh, that's it for our bait. Well, that's alright. Even this was just a precaution. I think we are actually more or less in the clear. We are at 84%, 3 traps out, well, actually a 4th, and 3 in close proximity. About to be 4 traps out, I mean. Nope. Get on out there. Actually, we're at a pretty central point where we can see just about everything. Depending how things go, I may even stick around a bit. There's 2 additional traps out there, and pursuing those could be super valuable. We'll see how much time we have left. Alright, what have you got for me? There's always these ones right beside the jagged rocks. I can never remember which of these comes first. And another damaged one. And another key. And some more ammo. Oh, hey! I'm surprised this is the first boot we found. Fuse box key. What does that do for us? All of you guys, get out. That means you too. Unpatriotic jerks. 85%. We're well on our way. but I've made my decision. This is a Let's Play. We need to do all we can. And completely ignoring this, we're gonna go into the ice channels to try and find these last things. It's gonna be a lot of work, though, a lot of sailing. Yep. Somebody's attacking the engine. Tell you what, let's put this down to a slow cruise and just take our leisurely time. I don't want to use the ammo on the little guys because I know I can kill them with the axe. And I'm not actually sure how limited our ammo really is. I think just running is actually faster than the other thing. Wait. You guys and your pranks. Here. One of my favorite human pranks is the axe prank. While we're down here, we should check out the fuse box, right? Where was that? That was right here. Another first aid kit. And another note. Those things crawl up on the boat and try to sabotage the ship. Someone needs to report this to the state. Other workers could be getting hurt doing this work. Only a few more kilos to go. I just need to get this last load so I can get back home and see my kids. Well, you know what? So do I. Oh, hey, wait. Did we actually test it? To an extent, can we still hit it from here? Maybe we still can. It'll just be a bit of a longer winch. We overshot it by a fair margin, I think. I don't see it anywhere, and I'm not entirely sure I like some of these sounds I'm hearing. Okay, don't spend a lot of time looking for it, just sail closer. You know what it is? We're right beside this tower. Okay. Just get us where we need be. And no more than we need be. It's there. Wind should have no problem. Clickety-clickety-clack. So, like us, these sailors don't know about these things going in, and the state has no care to warn people. I actually have to wonder if maybe they're not the result of what we're doing here, some kind of environmental contamination? Or maybe they just discovered them and they don't want people learning about it. Whoa! That's really friggin' patriotic! Worthy of the Helldivers. And where'd it go? I need to kill it, actually, so... Okay, I hear it over there. Otherwise, everything's just good. What are you up to? I mean, where are you right now? You made straight for the bridge. Hey, I need that for doing stuff. I am the captain now. You'll get your turn. After I'm dead from you guys. Alright, next. We're entering dangerous territory again. We're probably pretty close to our quota, and this may even do it. We might not have to return for our other traps. If so, that's great. But pass or fail, I want us to see what's here. Most importantly, I want to get into that storage room. This is the second to last one on the map, I think. at all this fog, the mountains surrounding us. Our view so full yet so limited. This definitely reminds me of the Pale Reach DLC in Dredge. And it reminds me of what awaited us in the Pale Reach in Dredge. I mean, why amaze that there's not a Minotaur? Normally I would cut the silence like this, but these are views you've got to appreciate. It's the tension. The rain reminds you to be on edge. These aren't clear seas, and there are many dangers here, both known and unknown. And sometimes you gotta be a little reckless to beat that clock. Hey, look at that. We can see a couple of you right there. Haha. Yep. So we can notice you coming on board. Yep! This is a shotgun level threat. What? How do you load it? Okay, thank you! Reload last save, please. How far back is that? Oh, not too far. You have to load the shotgun. Like, manually. Would have loved to have known that at the time. Alright, how do we do it then? Ammo. Drag to you. And in, and in. Alright, 2 shells. But this time I'm ready to defend. Hang on, hang on. Yep. Do-over. Oh, well, that was actually not nearly as useful as I had hoped. Hang on. Hang on, I'm doing something. Yeah. So, shotgun, actually not tremendously useful. Fun to use, sort of, but not tremendously useful. Alright. I'm not hearing any more beeping, so I guess there's nothing still on board. I can't see what we're looking for, though. 2 of the big guys at once. That's a dangerous encounter. We're also going to want to be ready to hang a sharp right, because if we want to get that last one, we're exiting this way. Hopefully, we're able to grab it from here. If not, we'll have to back up. The winch is capable of some pretty extreme angles. And this time we don't even need one. Alright, we gotta get this thing out of here. Oh, as long as we've got cages, we're okay. That is a full body. Garbage duty. Found something strange while on garbage duty. Okay, I still want to keep you. Your face is also blurred. I guess that's right. And you didn't have anything I need as far as I know. Alright, Get in there, you little patriot. You're at 90%. So close. So this is a game that knows restraint. I said earlier that it feels like it's more a job sim than horror. But that means that when something startling happens, it is genuinely very startling. Right. We could plant something here. There is a level 2 fishing spot up ahead, but not right now. We don't need it, we just don't. And I ain't coming back here. We just gotta navigate out. When you're changing direction, the afterburner is a great way to turn yourself and get yourself going. Build up that momentum. Thankfully, this is a whole lot of straight lines. The difficult terrain we encountered early on was actually kind of the most difficult terrain in the game! Okay, well that's just... Ow! Get off of me! We channeled our inner Isaac Clarke! And we did a lot of damage that way. Alright, we really should address this before we move on. This actually does act as kind of a safe way to get down to the cabin without crossing the deck. We need to. We're also probably going to have a lot of damage to fix up. Yep. Let's get the heck out of here. We only need to go straight forward. Going after those secondary traps is the way. And I don't know if there's like multiple endings. If there's any difference from not pursuing that. You again. Ah, here we go. Back to the axe. Yep, no, one at a time, single file. I wish I could hit the one in front. These are some Project Zomboid combat physics. That's right. That's how we do it in my town. So as I was saying, pursuing those secondaries has given us the push we need to not worry about it so much. We've still got 2.5 full days left. We are out of here. We're probably going to reach 100% from this cage that's just ahead. So, you are coming with me. Still got quite a bit of time. It's very generous. And it looks like it's a full load. That's got to be more than 10%. Oh, yeah. Somebody's eating good tonight. Not me, not my family, but somebody. We're eating survival, which some might say is its own reward. Me, I like to aim bigger. Nah, where do you think you're going? We're going straight to some luxury restaurant or whatever we use you for. Bioweapon research, maybe this is the Resident Evil universe. We're done with sea urchins and parasites and all that stuff, and now we're on to fish and crabs. That's where it's at. Mold was not as successful as one might have believed. We can return the empty trap. I think we are full up for the first time, unless... Oh, maybe that, like, presses down? And so you can kind of load them up like bullets in a magazine? Wait. Have we made it? Yep, 101% of our quota. Which means we are 101% of a good little boy. We are sure to be repatriated now. But we're not done. It is always the peak of comedy when you change your camera and you see one of these guys scuttling across the deck on a mission. They're protecting their own kind, I guess. Unfortunately, I'm protecting mine. Now. I am actually going to go and pick up those other 2 cages. I'm not going to go as far back as the one in the cave, or near there. But we might as well get as far over 100 as we can. This atmosphere right here, this is why I love nautical horror so much. Like, imagine being in the middle of this. There's so many things to creep out your senses. The storm, the waves, the mystery of what's below, the danger and the job. It's just all here. And this is where ghost stories come from. I mean, in the dark, it would be, in reality, much darker than this. Imagine just thinking that one of those clouds, one of those storm clouds, looks a lot like an old ship. Oh, there's so much good we can do. We're nowhere near capacity. I guess that's the punishment for putting in the wrong things, is that you get closer to capacity and you can kind of lock yourself out, maybe? I don't know. The nightmare is nearly over. I hope. For you guys, the nightmare ends early. Well, sort of. On the one hand, you get off my boat alive. On the other, you gotta go back to being crabs in the Antarctic. So between the two of us, I definitely think I got the better deal. I got thumbs, I got video games, I got techno-fascist governments. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna have to swing that winch around because I forgot to do it. There it is. Get out there. I love me smacking it with my axe hand. You away. You away. Get in there. I see enough similarities that I definitely see why people were suggesting this after I played Voyage. I mean, granted, it's crab fishing. It's going to feel similar in different portrayals of it. This is much more a job simulator, and so I gotta give it credit for being more involved. Let's go. It really is just different strokes. This is much more a job simulator, so there's less in the way of story, although definitely some fantastic world building. And the other one skimped more on the actual job aspects, but it told a cool atmospheric story. Although I will say, like, the thing in the middle is that atmosphere works better when you're doing more of a job. That's what I'm learning. You appreciate it more because you feel responsible if anything goes wrong. But anyway, we are now, like, last I saw was like 113% quota. We just gotta turn around and head home. Fast as we can, preferably. We're out of the storm, it's just a long way now. Let's not forget, something can still jump aboard at any time, so we're not out of the woods yet. But saving that one for last, well, it's probably the one we were meant to pick up first. So, you know, we get to experience it that way. The one in the graveyard was probably meant to be last, and, well, at least one Left Behind trap has a happier ending. We just didn't care to go back for it. I do wonder, though, if they're actually gonna let me leave after all this, since so few people seem to. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and load the shotgun, like, now. I'm actually gonna draw a comparison to Iron Lung in a way. The context of the world around us, it may not affect the actual gameplay, but it definitely affects our mindset going in, and that is absolutely huge. If anything, this and Iron Lung are both extreme examples of the importance of world building, because otherwise they're actually fairly minimal games. Alright. Let's do this quick as we can. Fully underway. Jerk below deck. Let's go stop him. No, sir. Now, if you'll excuse me. Who's steering the ship? Sorry, that line wasn't really properly built up to, it's just I really wanted to use it. But once you're away from the storm, you know, later on in the game you spend a lot of time there. It's entirely up to us, but it's a cool way of having the pace of the game increase to become more desperate in a natural way. Never mind, our return to the dock is actually... it's kind of like we brought the outside with us. Hang on, I just remembered we're not done yet. And this storm feels different somehow. It's colored differently. What is that? Nope, other way, other way, other way, other way, other way, other way. You know what, screw it, ramming speed. Can't use navigation right now. This way. This way! Okay, well... now what do I do? Have I lived? Have I survived? You're still all around us. Nope. Wait. Can we? We can get you off. Okay. We need to... we can't use it. We need to weigh anchor then. Never mind. That's the least of our problems at the moment. Can we live? I want to live. I very much want to live. Let's get some more health. If at all possible. Let's get some more health. Oh, there's a final boss. Can't use cabin. Can't get more health. Get your filthy claws off me. What about the other side? Okay, well, I kind of need to get up there, is the problem. Oh, you've gotten a harder, more chitinous shell. Ow. Down you go. And here you come. Alright, this is definitely a job for the shotgun. Whoa, there goes the whole back end. Oh. Well, nothing I can do about that. You guys are gonna leap onto the deck. Hard to aim, but I'm gonna Shoot you as you come. Keep you single file. Oh, why am I launching myself forward? Okay, so we really need 2 shots from the shotgun and then 1 hit with the axe. Could be useful potentially. It is just so clunky to do things this way, but hey, another weak point. I'm gonna save these for any other little guys, because you're actually no threat to me, big one. Well, except for sinking my boat. There's another side. Ow. You're low on health, and I don't have a way of getting more. Off you go. So now the problem is, we have no engine. And lots of threats. Bar. Alright, straight down the creature's gullet. Why not? Beyond repair, defeated a true crab. It's like the storm came with you. And now we're left with a ruined boat that they most definitely are gonna want me to pay for. Oh my god. Alright, well look, maybe we can heal? Right after we take a well-deserved coffee. Oh man. I really was expecting just an iron lung ending, that thing would come out of the water after we tried and failed to avoid it, and that would be it for us. But instead, as with everything, we were responsible for our own safety. I do wish it had let us at least go grab a health kit or something, because if you don't have one, you are kind of screwed there, but hey, our engine is technically in working order. And we have still got a full house. The only thing that's missing is this. And, you know, I was on the verge of getting that. I'm pretty annoyed that we seemingly can't grab that last one now. Beyond repair, so we can't pick it up. Ah, that is so stupid. It's right here. It's not even on the part of the boat that's gone. That is so stupid. I can hear the groans of this thing. It's just limping back, even at full speed. But we made it. There is no reason it shouldn't let us just pick up that last thing. We made it. We made it and then some. But I already know the twist here. I believe we have to signal quota. Yep. Wait, come on. 124%. Ow. Look, mate, you did a good job with the crabs. Not a bad haul. Ah, here we are. Unfortunately, you dinged up the ship pretty bad. Now, I'm sure you remember in your contract that this would be a problem for us. Yep. Sorry, mate. Just doing my job. Organic recycling. Along with all the others. To be feasted on by crabs. So yeah, that was Crabmeat, and it's extremely atmospheric. It's probably some of the best first-person sailing I've ever done. And the job is nice and engaging. It's not so hard on that time limit that you'll likely end up running out of time. But it really feels, especially in the beginning, like you're not doing nearly enough. So they've got a really good gameplay balance there. The combat is pretty bare bones, but you know, it works, it's there. It's just flies for you to swat every once in a while, something to give you a reason to run around this ship. And I like that the ship itself was very much an extension of you, much like Voices of the Void. Everything needs to be maintained and preserved, and you can make decisions on what you want to kind of let slide for a while. It's not all or nothing. Actually, the layout of the boat is kind of brilliant because it's done so that there's reason to move around. You're constantly running back and forth, and there's all different areas that feel distinct. But it's never so far away that it feels like a chore moving around. It is only about a 3-hour game. For me, it did sort of get old a little before it was over. But all in all, it was a pretty cool experience, you know? It's got the love of the sea in it. It had us actually doing the job. I feel like it maybe could have done a little more in terms of the scares, but for a 3-hour game, I guess you could credit it also with saving the craziness for the end. For combining the horrors and having it mostly be more passive things in the background. Just the knowledge of how bad your situation really is. And if that's what it's going for, I will say that it succeeded. There is merit to keeping the little startles more downplayed so that they more fit in with the world, rather than just contriving different things that could happen while we're out at sea. So the more I talk about it, the more I kind of convince myself that it is actually better the way it is. And I said it before, but after 3 hours of sailing around and mostly waiting around and doing, like, simple tasks, that ending was pretty unsatisfying. I mean, I get it. It fits with the world, and being feasted on by crabs is definitely a good ironic ending to this. But after all that, the atmosphere of environmental and dystopian dread is amazing. The gameplay is alright for the fishing, but amazing for the actual sailing. And it's just physical enough in everything you do that just the act of doing the things is enough to carry the gameplay and keep it interesting. Alright, we're gonna grab this first cage and just see what we can do. They are all in fixed locations, so maybe we can do something with this. Maybe it'll have that key early on. Well, it's got something. Not a bad place to begin our quota. Deck locker key. Okay, so it seems to be kind of random what we actually get from here. I definitely think there are some gaps in the experience that it could stand to fill, but at what it sets out to do, it is among the best, if not the best, and it definitely deserves a lot of credit for that. And it deserves credit for sticking to its guns and being focused in what it's about in a plane where there are so many ideas that could be applied, but would make it less of what it ultimately is. It could definitely coast on being another genre game, and it does take a few surprising risks. And while they didn't all land with me, it's a game I have to respect immensely. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.